Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you'll have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Sound Off Friday. It is August the 2nd. We just got started in the month of August, and it's good to see a lot of you here today. We got some things that we need to cover definitely tonight, and want to get y'all opinion on the situation with Vice President Kamala Harris and the shaming, and I got some things I want to show y'all. Just ask y'all some questions, and then we'll let y'all get in. The link is always pinned at the top. If you are a Vice President Kamala Harris supporter, you're definitely welcome to come in. I love to hear from you if you support her, and that's awesome, right? That's awesome. All right, so few things. I like to start off with responding to a comment that I have received before. And let me tell you this. What's this person's name in here? Slim Slugger 713. I will talk about Kamala every day of the week if I feel like it. If people wants to hear me talk about Kamala and what she's doing on every news station, if they want me to talk about her in her social media post, clearly they want me to talk about her because I haven't seen anything that would indicate for me not to talk about her. MSNBC is talking about her. CNN is talking about her. Fox News is talking about her. Newsmax. Any other independent platforms are talking about Kamala. I can go through YouTube right now and see Kamala's name everywhere. Everybody is talking about Kamala Harris, whether they support her, not support her, or indifferent. So why would I be any different? And if you truly followed our platform, sir, or ma'am, I don't know, then you can go to the Black Congregation channel. I'm not talking about Kamala there every day. It is what it is, but you don't have to watch this program. You can go watch Demetrius. You're not talking about Kamala every day. You can go watch Juan Gale, Renelle Wade. They're not talking about Kamala at all. There's so many different things that they're talking about that has nothing to do with Kamala Harris. So there you go. Our people want to hear about Kamala Harris because if Kamala Harris get back in office, black people gonna be done in America. It is very important. Our people learn through repetition. Maybe you don't need to learn through that, but other people do. All right. So with that being said, I'm not going to do no devotional tonight because, and I see some of y'all down there. Lynn, you will be first. when I get to that point, I want to show y'all something. Couple of videos real quick. This is not for me to cook. This is for me just to lay some foundation, right? We laying foundation tonight. Then we're going to go to the people. Okay. Now, I want y'all, let me know what you think about Vice President Kamala Harris. Well, first of all, let me go to here. This is back in 2022. Now, I'm going to ask this question. I'm not going to respond. Is this the woman that y'all want to run the nation? Okay, I want y'all to pay attention to this.
And I'm wondering what the United States is going to do more specifically to set up a permanent infrastructure. And relatedly, is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees? And for President Duda, I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees.
Okay. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, I can first. Okay, so this time.
Okay, so is that what she's going to do on the world stage? When it's time to talk about something funny and you are the American president, are we going to just laugh and tell the other leader to go because you had no answer when they asked you that question? I mean, is this a person that we're being shamed to vote for? Okay, I'm just asking a question. Okay, so let's go to another clip of Vice President Kamala Harris here. This is another clip, and I want to, I'm not trying to inject my opinion. I'm just going to ask the question about it. So let's cue this clip up. Let's go.
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, right. Of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
Okay, so the question is, should black voters be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris? And she's been very clear on a couple of policies. I can say she's very clear about immigration. And when I say immigration, she wants to dismantle ICE. She wants, illegal immigration to be considered a civil matter because she said that. So basically, she wants open borders. She's been consistent about reproductive justice, or AKA unaliving children in the womb. She's been very consistent about that in all her speeches, and the LGBT. She's been very consistent about those three, okay? So should we be shamed, black voters should be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris? Now, this last clip I'm going to play before we go to the callers. This was actually, last night or so, where they did a prisoner swap with Russia. And they got some prisoners back from Russia. They did a swap. And Vice President Kamala Harris gave a short little speech. And I want you to see, what everybody else heard. And maybe I heard something, or maybe I'm just slow. I don't know, maybe. But let's roll this up. This is without a teleprompter or anything. It's just her off the cuff, okay?
This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day.
Okay, I don't know if you really understood that, so I'll play that again.
This is just an extraordinary testament to the importance of having a president who understands the power of diplomacy and understands the strength that rests in understanding the significance of diplomacy and strengthening alliances. This is an incredible day.
Okay, all right. So now let me see down here, and now I'll just ask a question. Should black voters be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris? Okay, so let's see. We have, I saw, what happened to Lynn? Lynn was down here. Lynn left? Okay. Well, let me go ahead on and get my screen set up here. I guess, James, you'll be first, James. So let me go ahead and switch my screen. Give me a second. Let me get up here on this stage here. And boom. James, you're on. James, you be interrogated, brother.
Oh, no, I was just docking here, Brother Phil.
All right, well, let me ask you a question. Should black voters be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris? Yes or no?
Well, no, black folks should not be shamed. I'm going to turn my cam off if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
The problem is this here is that, like Elijah Muhammad said in the book All of America, 90% of our people do not know what they're voting for.
Okay.
And
James, I can't hear you, brother.
oh, I'm sorry. Yes. No, they can vote for whoever they want to vote for, or they could choose the couch. See, I'm tired of people like Boulay Martin, Joyless Reed, going to sit there and be on the plantation like Stephen, like Joyless Reed going to say, we need to get in line. But think about this, though, brother. Remember when they overturned Roe v. Wade, right?
Correct.
And then you had 6 conservatives. Oh, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Roe v. Wade, they got on Clarence Thomas. Now, I'm no big Clarence Thomas fan. But they did not talk about the other Supreme Court justices. And they've been disrespecting black men, and I would never vote for the Democrat. I'm independent. They would never get my vote unless you put something on the table. So my issue is this here, is that we need to hold back and say, look, listen, if you don't put nothing on the table for us, you do not have our vote. Not only you do not have our vote, we'll sit on the couch. We'll let you guys duke it out.
Okay, brother. Okay, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you next time. Lynn, are you ready to come up, Lynn? Shout out to Lynn down there. Lynn going once, Lynn going twice. You ready to go, Lynn?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, Lynn, I can hear you.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Lynn. Do I know you?
This is a twin sister that called in to one of my your other callers before.
Oh, you that lady that was in the car.
Yeah, we are twin sisters. And I told her I was
the right lady. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm the twin sister to her. Her name is Diane. My name is Lynn.
Okay, you're Lynn. Okay, well, I'm going to say, look, let me ask the question, and it's not a right or wrong answer. Should black voters be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris, yes or no?
Yes. Now I'm going to tell you why. Listen, I've listened to her commentary that she expressed to you before. Phil, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. And I say, Lynn Massey, Sonia Massey, is the reason that changed my mind, because I was kind of not totally agreeing with my sister Diane, but this Massey, Sonia Massey situation, yeah, we have to. This is not a game. Trump says that he's going to give cops more immunity. In addition to the immunity that they already have, he's going to double down on it. So we can't be you cannot really be advocating for black voters at this point, the position that we are in this country right now with police brutality and the state sanctioned killings. I just saw today a story online about her 4-year-old nephew or son was killed by the cops. That's online today. So we cannot play games with this. I think you just kind of, I know you like to have discussions about this, but this is not a game. And I think it's time out for this being on the fence about Kamala Harris. No, she's not perfect, but we don't have a choice. We don't have nowhere else to go. Okay. And I think once she gets in there, if she gets in there, I don't even think she's really going to win, to be honest. But if she gets in there, we're going to have to pound her on passing some type of police reform. Okay. So stop with all this ski-wee, your girl and all that. All you doing really is just pandering to propaganda, Phil. That's all you're doing. You should be at this point using your platform to really talk about how we're going to demand the Democrats give us some tangibles, number one. And number one, police brutality reform. And then number two, some tangibles. Because what you're doing right now, to be honest, is a cringe. It's very cringy. Okay? So I love your history and your cultural commentary. You're on point with that. But when it comes to this politics right now, we don't have time to play around. These people are playing for keeps. And the Project 2025, Lynn? Yes.
Thank
Phil.
You, Lynn. Who say people playing? You think I got time to
Phil,
play?
you're pandering to propaganda. That's what you're doing.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Lynn.
Go ahead.
So hopefully you respond better than your counterpart.
Just go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. So during the almost 4 years of the Biden-Harris administration that we had, why didn't they do anything about qualified immunity all this time?
They did, Phil. They did. You got to understand the House was dominated by the Democrats. They did pass something, but the Senate, it would fail in the Senate because the Republicans controlled the Senate. That you only tell part of the story, Phil. You do not understand civics. You are wrong. You're dangerous to the black community.
Your sister. Please don't have me mute you, ma'am.
You're dangerous, Phil.
Oh God.
You're dangerous. Now, I'm gonna call in every Friday.
Okay, let me go ahead and say something now. Okay, just because you're not listening. When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris got into office, they had the Senate and they had the House. They had a majority the first 2 years. And then it would pass the House, it would get to the Senate, and then you had Democrats by the name of Joe Manchin, which was a Democrat, it wasn't Republican, and you had Kristen Sinema. She was considered a Democrat as well. So could you explain why two Democrats caused a lot of problems for the legislation that they tried to pass? Now I'm going to unmute you. Go.
Listen, and with your audience, please listen. I'm going to tell you why. Phil, when you don't have a super majority in either house, that's what happens. That's what happens. We got 50 votes. That's what we have right now. We need 60. We don't have a super majority. So hold on, Phil. Let me just finish this thought.
Now I got to ask you a question. You made a statement. I got to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you remember when the COVID-19 hate crime bill was passed?
Yes.
How did they pass that bill in the Senate?
They passed it with the majority of the Republican votes.
No. Before they voted, what did they do?
If I can remember, Phil, they all voted on it and it eventually passed, but you didn't get a whole bunch of Democrats in there.
No. What did they do prior to that vote?
They filibustered it, Phil.
They got rid of the filibuster for that bill, meaning they got rid of the filibuster for anything that the Democrats wanted to pass, and they had a majority with Vice President Kamala Harris being a deciding vote. So the question is, why did the Democrats, when they had a slight majority in the Senate, get rid of the filibuster to pass?
I'm gonna tell you why, Phil. Because we're in a pandemic, a historical pandemic, a once in a generation pandemic. They had to pass it. People were dying.
Okay, I gotta silence you for a minute because you're just yelling. You did not address what I asked you. If they can get rid of the filibuster for that one bill, then they could have got rid of the filibuster for the George Floyd bill if they wanted to. They had qualified immunity in it. They could have got rid of the filibuster for the John Lewis Voting Rights Act they keep talking about. How come they didn't get rid of it for that, but they got rid of it for with the Asian hate crime bill? Go. You're muted. Go.
Do anything. That's where you're right. That's why I agree with you on that part. We should have honed in down. And I'm gonna say, remember when there was a lame duck after Biden got into office? Remember that? It was kind of a lame duck where we still had the two houses. The Democrats controlled both houses, and we still had Biden as the president. It was a lame duck. Remember that? We should have went in and pressured. But the black community didn't do it. And I was calling into Roland. Hold on.
Right?
Hold on, Phil. Let me just say this. I was calling into Roland Martin and I was emailing him and I was asking him, why don't you put in your program or pressure on your program, the black community, round up, organize, and demand the Democrats pass the hate crime bill? I was doing that. So that's on us right there, Phil. The black community, we got to start hounding them and them to meet our agenda. We don't do that. That's partly on us. So you're right about that. That's why I was itching to call in, because the problem is we get the Democrats in office, but we don't force them to do anything. And during the 60s, during the Freedom Rights Movement, Phil, the only reason why Lyndon B. Johnson did something is because Martin Luther King forced him to do it.
It wasn't Martin Luther King by itself. It was the community.
Well, what I'm saying, he's the leader. Okay, it was that group. He was the leader. But
Malcolm X, it was the Nation of Islam. It was many people working together doing the same thing.
Exactly. We got to do the same thing, Phil.
Okay, well, you thinking what y'all doing today in the Democrat Party, is that equivalent to the civil rights movement?
Repeat your question.
You think what y'all doing today with Kamala Harris is equivalent to the civil rights movement?
No, it's not. That's the problem. No, it's not. Not really. What if she? Go ahead. If she gets in office, Phil.
Okay, Lynn. I appreciate you coming up, Lynn. Thank you for coming up.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you, and you have a great weekend. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go on and get because other people are trying to come in. So let me get Lynn out the studio here so other people can come in. All right, let's see here. Let's see who I got. I got to go to a brother. Hey, Reality, what's up, brother?
Peace, Phil. Yo, I love your podcast. What's the question?
All right, should black voters be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris?
Of course not. In fact, Phil, she should be ashamed. She should be ashamed for belittling us on a national stage in a critical phase with Megan Thee Stallion. And I'm going to let you take it from here.
Okay, so repeat that again. Why do I need to take it from there? What was your point?
I said, okay, first of all, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. She should be ashamed, if anything, Phil, because she belittled the black community by basically with the Megan Thee Stallion pandering. Like, I mean, Phil, keeping it real, Phil, it's like, haven't we seen the same song played year after year? And the only reason why I know these things is because I follow people like you. And I just pray. I'm just gonna give you a brief little something real quick. I asked this older lady, she was going in the projects. I'm in Queens, New York.
Okay.
She was coming out of the church, and she was coming out of the church the other day, and I said, ma'am, and she's probably about 65. I said, ma'am, who are you voting for? I said, do you support Kamala? And she said, yeah, I like her. First of all, Phil, to be honest, she said, who is that? I said, the vice president. She said, oh yeah, she okay. I said, what do you like about her? Do you support her policies? And just like they always say, Phil, you ask him anything about a policy, you don't know nothing, Phil. So it's like it's a whole gap that we trying to fill here, Phil. It's like a whole gap. And I'm keeping 1,000 with you. Me, I don't like to tell nobody my age because I'm at a stage. I was born on the same day Malcolm X was born in 1970, though.
Okay. Well, you just kind of told everybody your age, brother.
Gap. Huh?
I was like, you just told everybody your age, brother.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not ashamed, but Phil, my point is this. It's a whole gap. Like between my age and that lady's age, Phil, it's a whole gap. And believe it or not, I've asked several older women.
What you're saying, brother, because I got to move on. My people perish for lack of knowledge.
Right.
All right. Well, brother, I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to New York. All right, I got to get our brother out of here because I got to get some other people on. All right, let's see who's already up here. Let's see. Wabuya.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Same
All
question
right.
like everybody else. Should black voters be shamed into voting for Vice President Kamala Harris? Yes, no, and why?
No. Simply because they have nothing to offer. There's nothing being offered to black people. Everybody else got bills and legislations, and black people still haven't been offered nothing. But also, they shouldn't be persuaded to vote for Trump because they also have nothing going on for black people. So I mean, it's like our vote should be up for sale at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta offer something. I had a question also.
Sure.
I never heard you speak about the independent party. RFK Jr. He had something about black farmers. He wanted to put he was gonna pass something for black farmers or something like that. I don't know if you ever looked into something like that, but I just noticed nobody ever talk about the independent party, and I think that's why black people in America are so stagnated. We stuck on this two-party system.
Until black people have a movement to go third party, like any put like this, you know how they say vote blue no matter who? Well, what if they have a movement say vote third party? No, you know, I won't say no matter who. That's not a good thing to say. But if they have a movement in the country where they say you just don't vote for no Democrat, no Republican, you vote for third party candidates. That's the only way it's going to really happen. As long as you vote in Democrat and Republican, third party candidates is not going to even be have a chance. And the Democrat Party and Republican Party work together to block out, and the mainstream media too, to block out third party candidates. So what do you do with that? It has to be a mass movement to do that.
I spoke to Demetria K on Instagram a couple of days ago, and I was telling her, this right here is a beautiful platform. You know, the Africans and diaspora. This is something where this can be built, and we can come up with our own thing. You know what I'm saying? And I know I don't know if you be seeing my comments. I be kind of like a little vicious about the Democrat stuff and all of that, but it's all in good heart. But I feel like if we sitting here crying about the Democrats and not doing nothing about it, like every stream have been about.
What's your screen name?
Huh?
What's your screen
Slim
name?
Slugger. Slim Slugger.
You're the one I was talking to.
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me.
Yeah, I was talking to you. So why you feel like I'm crying?
Because every stream is about Kamala Harris. Before Kamala Harris is about Joe Biden. So I was like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Now Joe Biden is out of here. Now it's Kamala Harris. But we just had what's the JD dude, JD Vance? They just showing pure racism and stuff like that, but you're not speaking on that. We constantly talking about the Democrats.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
With JD Vance, how many black people gonna really vote for JD Vance and Trump in this election? Just realistically, what percentage?
Let me tell you something. Before Kamala Harris came up here,
that's not what I asked.
It was a lot. Before Kamala Harris, it was a lot. It was a lot of black people.
Realistically, realistically, do you think the majority of black people that choose to vote, are they going to vote Democrat or are they going to vote Republican?
Old blacks, Democrat. Young blacks, Republican. I seen it. I be on social media a lot.
But realistically, in the past couple of elections, majority of black people still vote Democrat.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe
but I think black people are starting to wake up though.
Hold on, brother. Maybe some are starting to vote Republican. Some people don't want to vote now one of them. Some people gonna vote the couch. They sick of both of them, right?
Me.
But this the deal. CNN is talking about Kamala every day. MSNBC is talking about her. Newsmax is talking about her. Fox News is talking about her. Al Jazeera is talking about her. BBC is talking about her. You can name any platform out there. They're talking about Kamala Harris right now. Why
she's a hot topic because supposedly she's black. That's about it, and it's a woman. So it doesn't.
What I'm saying is that's what people want to hear about is Kamala Harris. And if you get to the point that I see that, okay, people really want to hear about Kamala no more, we could talk about something else. That's no problem.
We need to talk about a movement.
Like, why y'all talking about delineation so much? Every day y'all talking about delineation. Because that's what the topic was at that time. And we can go circle back to it.
Nah, I don't like that neither. I don't like we one people, you know what I'm saying? We one people.
But that's what I believe in. Black Congregation channel?
Huh?
Are you subscribed to the Black Congregation channel?
I haven't looked at it. I'll check it. I'll go to it.
We talking about stuff every day different over there. We're not even talking about Kamala like that all the time. So that tells me you're not subscribed to everything that we do.
Yeah, I'll check it out. But I was more interested in the African diaspora. That's what caught my attention because I feel like we want people.
Do you watch when the lady put up and Renelle Way and Juan Gale?
Oh yeah, I follow them on all social medias. Follow you on social media. I tried to follow you on Facebook a long time ago.
All right, brother. Yeah. I appreciate you. Thank you, brother. All right, so let's see here. Who we got next? Let me see. Oh, okay, that brother went down. Let me go to Kevin over here. Kevin, how you doing, Kevin?
I'm good. I want to take my thing off of mute. I don't feel guilty for voting for Kamala Harris. I don't at all.
Okay, good. Well, good.
Why would I feel guilty for voting for her? Donald Trump is a disaster. His policies are a disaster. He wants to put a 10% tariff for all goods coming to the United States, 100% tariff on car products coming to the United States. I think that's a disaster. He wants to lower the interest rate. As soon as he gets into office, he wants to quickly lower the interest rate. I think that's going to cause a recession. I think a lot of his policies, I might agree with some of his policies, but I don't think a lot of his policies is really going to help the country as much as people think it is. I mean, you have a person saying to these oil executives, if you give me $1 billion, I'll give you anything you want. He's like putting the United States up for sale. So, I mean, and Donald Trump is a felon. Why would I vote for a felon? It don't make no sense. You come out of jail, you can't vote, but you got this guy running for president of the United States and he's a felon? It don't make no sense. It just don't make no sense to me. And he lies. The guy lies so much. It's unbelievable. And in the Bible, it tells you, Hebrews 6:6, God hates the lying tongue. So why would I vote for a person like that? To me, I don't like his policies. He's going to come in there. He's going to give another tax break. I don't have a problem with tax breaks, but you got to find a way to pay for them, or it's just going to add to the debt. And he's going to continue to add to the debt if he comes in. So,
let me ask you a question. Since you're supporting Vice President Kamala Harris, what financial policy that she's going to present that's going to get rid of the inflation that was created during her administration?
It wasn't created towards the administration. It was
do you know the American Rescue Plan?
Hold on one second.
She was the deciding vote in the American Rescue Plan because Congress was split like 50-50 in the Senate. She broke that tie on the American Rescue Plan. Economists, you can look it up. Economists said all that spending with the American Rescue Plan jacked up inflation.
Okay.
Even Obama's economist has said that, and that's Democrat people.
I know who you're talking about.
So
I know you're talking about.
Hold on, sir. I'll let you talk without interrupting you.
Sorry.
What financial policies is she presenting to lower inflation? What is she doing?
Well, inflation is already starting to
Sir,
cool
that's not
down.
what I asked you.
Well, hold on.
What
Let
policies
me
that she's going to present
let me
that's
answer
going to lower this inflation so me and you both can keep more money in our bank account?
Well, okay, so let me answer this question for you, and let me answer your question. First of all, I know who you're talking about, the guy from Obama who said that if they add more money to the economy by doing those rescue plans and giving people more money, inflation was going to increase. But here's a shocker: Donald Trump wasn't against that. He was doing the same exact thing. So he would have had inflation in his administration if he was president right now.
Did you just pivot, sir? You just pivoted.
I didn't
You
pivot.
didn't answer my question.
I answered your question.
No, you didn't, sir.
Okay.
You pivoted. I asked you what policies Kamala Harris is going to put to get rid of this inflation, and you pivoted away from that. What is her policy, sir?
Okay, we're still waiting for her policy to get rid of inflation, but inflation, again, is cooling by itself. That's what it's doing. So what does she really have to do? You can't get rid of inflation down to zero. That's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
Because you know well as I know, she doesn't have no policies to get rid of this inflation. Okay, cool. Let me ask you another question.
Hold on.
Let me ask you another question.
Go ahead.
Do you believe illegal immigration affects Black Americans?
No.
It doesn't affect Black Americans. What city you stay in?
I said New York.
NYC?
Yeah.
And illegal immigration had affected New York City?
When you talk about affected New York City, what are you talking about? Like jobs and things like that?
Resources, jobs, crime.
In New York City, crime is not that bad. The resources, New York City.
How is it that fellow New Yorkers are complaining? Hold on, sir. How is it that fellow New Yorkers are complaining about migrants in shelters unaliving each other, bringing gangs? They're begging Eric Adams to get them people out their city because they're bringing too much crime with them. Okay, they attack New York police officers. We've seen that. All the money that Eric Adams is spending on migrants in your city, putting them in hotels in your city, but he got Black Americans that's on the streets. And you mean to tell me that illegal immigration is not affecting Black people in New York City?
Listen, this is what I would say about that. You remember when Eric Adams said that he was going to have to cut the budget because of illegal immigrations, and now all of a sudden the budget is not being cut. So I don't know how much of an effect it's having if New York City is not, if he doesn't have to cut the budget and cut back on firefighters, police, and everything else that he said that he had to do. So again, it's not having that much of an effect. And when you talk about that video with the immigrants beating up.
So let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. Just a question. So the people in New York, the people in Chicago that's talking about all the resources being taken away from the Black American community and given to people who aren't even citizens of the United States of America. I don't have a problem with legal immigration. You do it the right way, hey, welcome to the United States. But if you're jumping the line and you're coming in here and taking resources away from Black Americans who are at the bottom, that doesn't bother you or infuriate you that your candidate wants open borders that will affect your community?
What open border policy are you talking about? Because again, these people are being stopped. Your
candidate
so how is that open border?
That she believes illegal immigration should be a civil matter. Your candidate wants related ICE to the Klan. Your candidate said that.
Well, I mean, you have ICE who's saying that they're going to go into every sort of church, anywhere where they feel immigration is. I mean, come on. And the second of all, they can easily try to solve this problem by signing that bipartisan border bill. That would help a lot. So why, if Republicans really cared about immigration like they claim they do, why are they not signing that bill?
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Why did Donald Trump?
Let me ask you a question. Hold on.
And let me just say one last thing.
No. Because I don't want to get off my train of thought. So if you created a particular problem, right? Let's say they hired you to do a job and you just really messed up at that job. You created a chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
You created the chaos. I mean, it was in your hands. You created it. Would anybody be smart to trust you to fix your chaos that you created?
But what if I came up?
Oh,
with
they'll bring somebody else in to fix it.
Well, what if I came up with a solution to fix that chaos?
Okay, how you gonna fix it? Okay, put it like this. Hold on. Before your candidate got in office, they had remained in Mexico. They couldn't even come across. And I know that to be true because I know people personally who work in Border Patrol. I asked them personally, I say, hey, how was the border doing Trump versus Biden? And you know what they told me? It was better under Trump because they remained in Mexico. They couldn't come over here. It couldn't be catch and release. It couldn't do all that. The moment Biden got in office and Kamala Harris got in office, they made sure catch and release. So they come in here, they catch them, they release them into the interior of the United States. That was your candidate that did that. They got rid of remain in Mexico. That was your candidate that did that. And all these people are flooding the cities in our country, affecting the black community the most, sir.
Well,
how can you not feel for black Americans
who
are low income and working class, having resources taken away from them, giving to people who don't pay taxes, sir?
How dare you say I don't feel bad for black Americans? I know I work in New York City, New York City housing. They do give a lot to black people. Black people just need to learn how to apply for things. That's what they need to do. They need to learn how to get those resources. That's just
and are you helping them doing that by teaching classes, maybe something online to teach black people?
Listen, I work. I don't have time to do all of that. I work. I have to work from 8 to 6, and sometimes I have to work Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, I have kids. I have kids. I have to take care too.
To at least give information to black people if you feel they don't have the knowledge.
We do give them information. They can call and get the information to resources. No, I'm talking about the job that I work at. There's numbers. There's resources.
I'm talking about you. Since you know black people don't have a knowledge.
Well,
you know what? The migrants come across the border. They don't have knowledge of anything. They make sure they give it to them.
I don't give them anything.
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Your party, your mayor gives them everything. You know that.
But this is like the typical Republican playbook. Let me just ask you a question.
Lord. So caring about black Americans and their suffering in the United States of America with the policies of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that has affected black people a lot in Chicago and New York.
Let me ask you a question.
That's Republican talking points, caring about black Americans.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. If Trump cares so much about immigration,
I ain't talking about Trump. I can care less about Trump right now.
I can't talk about
black
Trump,
Americans.
But you can talk about Kamala Harris.
I care about black. Yeah, because who's the president right now? Who's the vice president? Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They are the president and vice president. Trump is the former president who's running.
You can't answer.
He's running, sir. Do I need to mute you? You keep talking.
You can't answer a question. I just want to ask you one simple question.
No. You're gonna listen.
See, there goes.
You're gonna listen.
That's a Republican for you. They don't want to answer questions, but they want you to.
Let me get you off of here, because see this is why Black America don't get nowhere. This is why we don't get nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna let some more people. Let me talk a few seconds. This is why we don't get anywhere. This man sat here, live in New York City, know what black people are going through. He said that some black people don't know how to get resources. I say, well, have you been teaching black Americans how to get these resources? I ain't got time to be doing all that. I gotta work. I say, well, if you got time to talk to me, you got time to at least put some information out. You mean you can't make a short video and pass it to people and say, hey, this is how you get these resources, black Americans, because the migrants getting these resources. And because you care about black Americans, you are a Republican. And notice when you question them about policies, they can't answer it. They can't answer it. They cannot answer it because they know she has no policies that they could look at. Let's get back to this. All right, so let's get the next person on. Let's see who we got. Scoop, what's up, Scoop?
Hey, Phil, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, what's going on, man? How you making? You all right?
I was all right until I started hearing these people. Man, you said
well, talk to me, brother.
You said what? Democrat and white Jesus? You ain't never lied. Oh my God. Well, I don't know what's wrong with some of you, man. I wouldn't vote for Kamala if she ain't talking about reparations, she couldn't get my vote. I could care less.
So basically, you thinking about the couch.
The couch it is. What's Kamala's policy? Where's everybody talking about Kamala this and ain't nobody said nothing about her policy?
And we on policy watch, brother. We're watching her website every day, looking for policy so we can talk about it.
Phil, I seen you when you brought it up. I watch you faithfully, man. I know if I'm gonna want the truth, I'm coming to you. I don't care about what the other people are talking about. I know if I want the truth, you're gonna spill the beans. You're gonna tell us the real. It's just funny. Some of us just not ready for the truth.
Bro, you know what I can't stand, bro? I'm gonna be honest. When I see a brother or sister got gray in their beard or gray in their hair, and they talking a certain way, I'm like the last brother. I just put my head down. I'm literally asking him questions. He live in New York City, and when I told him to say, so illegal immigration isn't affecting Black Americans, and he just like,
Phil,
like he just like it don't affect him.
Is he blind? Phil, I'm in LA. I know what illegal immigration look like. They done turned everything over here where we at look like Tijuana. And they brought that anti-Blackness right with them. Everything over here is a Mexican restaurant. I'm like, how they getting all these business loans? You can't even drive down the sidewalk or walk down the sidewalk, Phil, get on a bike or anything. They got shops all up on the sidewalk, tents up, food vendors everywhere. Police ain't harassing them, ain't asking them to move, nothing. Good luck trying to get a Black business going in LA.
Brother, I've heard that. And but you know what? That comes from the top. Just like when all of the migrants came over, they was doing whatever they wanted to do in these cities and they left alone. But the moment somebody Black do something, the police are like mobbing on them. You know what I'm saying? But see, you know what? Y'all city is the one that really sparked Chicago to fight. Because a lot of them looked at y'all city and what the Democrats did in LA and how they literally have Black people have to leave that city now. It was open borders with California. They can Black people got to get all kind of permits to open a business, but when everybody else come across the border, no permits.
No, none. But see, we the only community they do that to. We can't go in other communities and open up shop and be successful in their community. They not gonna have it. But every business that probably maybe was a Black business or empty warehouse or something that they somebody Black maybe would have had a chance to open up and make a business out of, they give it to them every single time. I guess they didn't see that Nuri Martinez in the LA City Council video. I guess they never saw that. We out here in LA going through it with them, Phil, going through it. They have proved and shown they don't like us. And they have shown that everyone else will cape for them, give them everything they want. They get their tangibles. They get everything over us. I don't know what dude got going on in New York, but if he think that he ain't open his eyes, you can tell him, come with me and we'll take a ride down Central Avenue. That used to be the Black Mecca. It looked like TJ now. Period.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. If you told me I had to stay in Southern California, I just had to, I'm staying in Orange County.
Yeah.
I ain't staying nowhere near LA County.
Yeah, LA look like Mexico. And like I said, and then not to stop it all.
Look,
Phil,
brother.
They got the Mexican gangs that are anti-Black. Their whole mission is to take one of us out. It don't matter whether you a gang member or not. It don't matter whether you a civilian, a mother, a child. It's happening every day. Every time I turn around, it's one of them taking out one of us.
And where the Democrats at? Where's Gavin Newsom at?
Gavin Newsom giving them free health care.
See that, but see, I'm so, how, and the thing is, I know this stuff, and people are like, why you rail against the Democrats so much? Because I see what they do to Black people.
They're
literally trying to ethnically cleanse the Black people out of LA.
They're not our friends. They are not our friends, Phil. They in San Francisco talking about getting rid of the homeless. They gonna jail the homeless. And who's the homeless?
Gavin Newsom, that he did that. He put that executive order doing that. What I'm saying is these people are only doing what they're allowed to do. You understand? Gavin Newsom, all them Black boule Democrats that y'all have up there in that assembly over there, they're allowing all that to happen to y'all, man.
Yep, they sure are. They have pretty much stretched all of South LA. Inglewood is probably 50-50. The only part of LA that they ain't took over yet is basically the Crenshaw district. That's still predominantly black, where it used to be called the Black Beverly Hills over there. You know what I mean? And that's our last stronghold, Phil. That's it. They pushing us every which way. What they don't, a lot of people don't understand is LA got a lot of cities that are predominantly, you know, the people that come across, the immigrants, where there ain't no black people. But they show in our neighborhoods. They come in our neighborhoods and take over. But they got neighborhoods in LA that we ain't even allowed in.
And let's go back to how long you been in LA? Your whole life?
Whole life, yep.
Okay. So you can remember South Central back in the 90s and the 80s.
I was out there in it.
You was out there in it. And it wasn't like that, right?
Wasn't nothing like that.
So what year did you notice, like, man, what the hell is going on? What year?
Probably, Phil, to be honest, probably at the mid or late 90s, right before the millennium, right before all of that. When I started
So you think what, 95, 97, 98, what year?
Yep, somewhere about 95, 96, somewhere in there is when I started. No, because when I was growing up, Phil, we didn't see all these immigrants. It was black love everywhere.
Right.
All you seen was black people. That's it. It's like you couldn't see nobody else of any other race. You know, not that I'm racist, but I'm just saying, you know, it was more black people everywhere. Black businesses, black car washes, black mom and pop, soul food restaurant. That's disappeared, Phil. It ain't like it was before. And them Democrats ain't speaking up for us.
Because they're anti-black, brother. They don't like us like that. But yet people want to get mad at me and say, oh, you just stole for Trump. He ain't bite no dog on Trump, bro. Let's call it what it is. If Trump say he gonna have listen, you in LA, would you support the biggest mass deportation in American history at this point?
All day long. I'll be the first.
There you go.
Sign me up. Give me the paper so I can sign it. What I need to do.
There you go.
I want my city, Phil. I want my city back to the way it used to be, Phil.
Yeah.
The way it used, not what I see now. This ain't the LA I know. I don't know this place no more.
Man, that's sad, bro. That's so sad.
It is. It Phil, one more thing. They was trying to sell the mall. We got a mall out here called the Baldwin Hills Mall. The black bidders was trying to get it, and they wouldn't let them get it. They sold it. They had some Russian bidders. They let the Russian people get it. And it's in our black community, which is the Crenshaw district. That was ours, Phil. But we can't own anything in our community. You give it away to anybody else but black people. All done under leadership of Democrats. The people with the D in front of their name. It's the
you have to understand, y'all, if y'all want, some of the, especially these callers that called in about the Democrats, if you want all of America to look like California, go ahead and put Kamala Harris up there. You will see. You will see.
I invite them. Phil, I invite them. Come take a ride. Get on your plane. Come see what LA look like. And I'll tell you where the parts that used to be us, that's no longer us. And the people that's there don't even want us. They don't like it. That anti-black is real, Phil. It's real.
Man. And what's that video that happened the other day, man? Like with the brother that was handcuffed and the cop punched the dude in the face. What happened with that?
Phil, that was right around the corner. That was right around the corner. The cop punched him right in the handcuffed him, punched him right in the face. And the brother didn't do nothing but ask a question.
So LA a little different. So what's the word on that?
Phil, lawsuits. That's what they talking about. Because the whole Phil, a lot of these police are now immigrants. Good luck trying to find pretty much black officers on LAPD.
Wow.
It's Latino now. And like I said, they already got the anti-black racism. You know about the gangs they got. You know what I'm saying? Those gangs still exist. They are corrupt. Phil, they have been doing brothers wrong for years. Everybody that's from LA or know about LA know exactly what I'm talking about, way the LAPD have done. And the LA sheriffs ride around like a gang. They ride around unmarked cars, nothing but vests on, hop out on you in a minute, lay you down, pull guns on you. They do this. This ain't nothing new to us. And this is supposed to be, LA is supposed to be us. This was where black people ran from the South back in the day to come. My grandma came from Galveston, Texas, straight to LA to make a life. That's why half my family was in LA. Now everybody done went back to Texas. and I might be joining.
Man, I've been hearing a lot of black people from LA either going to Vegas. A lot of them is residing in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, like Sister Demetria, she's from Southern California. She's here in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of people I know from Cali that came down here, man. They like, bruh, I'm happy to be down here in the South. It's like, man, we ain't got to deal with that problem no more.
Oh, it's a problem, Phil. It don't seem like it's getting any better. It's just getting worse. That interaction with the police when they punch that brother in the mouth is just a sample of what we going through out here in Cali. So when you on Cali, Phil, and you talking about how California is, you 100% keeping it right, Phil. These people need to listen.
Let me tell you something. I went to Disney with my little girl and everything last year and whatever. When I got to LA, it didn't feel the same.
It ain't.
And I say, and something told me, I'm glad I stayed in Anaheim, be honest with you. I was more cool down there in Anaheim. But LA just didn't, I'm like, man, look, I told my daughter, everything. I said, look, we'll drive into LA, we need to do something, we're going to come right back out. Because it just, I don't know, man, it just didn't feel the same. Because the first time I went to LA was around, man, let me think, hold on. I mean, just first time in my life was like 2000, maybe, 2000, maybe 2010. The first time I ever been out there. And I really enjoyed myself when I went out there in 2010. But when I went back, I'm like, I like, what's going on here? And it got that crazy. And I think another time I went back in 2018 for Politicon. But from 2018 to that other year I went last year, I mean, it's like our people are just suffering. I mean, a lot of our people outside there with mental health issues. I'm like, what is going on?
Phil, can't nobody
walking from a car
here
that was driving out there, and that lady just cussed me out. I mean, she was going crazy, cussing me out, and I'm like, I'm at the red light. What you cussing me for? I've never seen so many people with mental health issues like that.
Yep, there's a lot of them. And then on top of it, like I said, they make it harder to live in LA. They're trying to gentrify everything. The rent is sky high. It's ridiculous to live out here.
Man.
And then you got the immigrants writing NK on the wall. We all know what that means.
Yeah.
In our neighborhoods that our grandmothers, great grandmothers, aunts live in. Houses that we can't get, they offering to them. They giving them loans to get the house that, what I'm saying? We had Pookie and Ray Ray go to jail and grandmama pass while they in prison. Then the house go to them. They come buy up the house and then they buy up the neighborhood and another and another and another because they make it harder for us to get that. So that's another way they pushing us out our neighborhoods, Phil. They keeping us from access to things, all under Democrats. And they don't care. They fine with that.
Yeah, but people, the other guy I want to say, I sound like a Republican because I want to defend my people from that. Trust me. If ICE and all that come sweep through LA, you'll be like, man, I'm so happy.
I'll be jumping for joy, Phil. No, you don't sound like no Republican. You sound like somebody with some damn sense.
Yeah, man. It just, I can't stand people like that, bro. Like, you don't care about other black people. That's why Chicago fighting so hard, because Chicago, like, if we don't fight, we going to end up like LA.
Yeah, and you don't want to end up like
brothers and sisters in Chicago are fighting, bro. They are fighting.
I can speak to it.
You
Phil.
probably like, if you come from LA, you probably love Chicago.
Probably would, Phil. Like I said,
Chicago cool, man. I like them brothers and sisters up there in Chicago. Different vibe. Great people up there. You get cold up there in Chicago, but I mean, when the migrant crisis started, I covered so much of especially my podcast about Chicago, man. Brandon Johnson, all the stupidity he was doing, with the migrant crisis. I'm like, bro, like, hold the line, Chicago, hold the line, because boy. And then they don't want us with an anti-black hate crime bill because that will gaffle them up too.
Exactly. Understandable, Phil. But you doing the right. You doing the Lord's work, Phil. You doing the Lord's work. I'm glad somebody on here sticking up for our people and telling the truth about how it really is instead of sugarcoating, buck dancing, and pretending there ain't really a problem when there is a problem.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's yeah. So people listen. It's like this. Sometimes you got to do some things you may not want to do, and I tell you this much: I would want every Democrat ran out that city. If it was me. But Karen Bass, she's up there just serving them, isn't she?
She giving them everything they want, Phil. Everything. She worried about the wrong thing instead of the right thing when it comes to us as a people. Like I said, and to me, Kamala, just like Karen Bass, what is she gonna do that benefits us? She ain't done it. She said she ain't gonna do it. And why would we expect it? I don't understand, Phil, why us as a people keep giving these people opportunity to do us wrong if they've already proved who they are. Why do we keep saying, well, let's just put them in there and see what they do? They didn't find out about Brandon in Chicago. They put him in there and now see what he doing. We ain't got them opportunities to be taking chances or put them in there and see if they gonna do right. No, they need to show us they gonna do right before we even cast a vote for these people. Stop falling for that. Well, let's see what they gonna do. How many years does it take for us to get over that? Voting Democrat talking about see what they gonna do. Name one of them that did anything for us with that we put in there.
Well, brother, if they put Kamala in there, y'all done in L.A.
We done in L.A., Phil. I know we done.
By the time Kamala get out of there in 4 years, you might all y'all black in L.A. Y'all sell off your stuff and come on home to the South with the original land of your ancestors and start from scratch.
I'll be in the South with you, Phil. Guaranteed.
Because they want to ethnically cleanse black people out of California. They're actively doing it, and I'm telling black folk they think it's a game, but no, that situation, ICE need to come through the major cities and clean house.
Clean house, get them gone, Phil. I'm all for it. Get them gone, get them out of here. Take them and all that anti-black racism that they have for us and get them gone. They don't like us in their own country. They don't like us in jail. Think about it, Phil. These people in jail have green lights on black people in California jails. They can't talk
to us. And they do that
us.
mess to y'all too in California because they greatly outnumber y'all. Because and correct me if I'm wrong, back when y'all had the numbers, they knew their place, right?
Yep, they sure did.
So when they got the numbers, that's when they start, want to mob up on y'all. It takes like 10, 15 of them to mob up on one black person.
Yep, they do that all the time. Like I said.
That's why, brother, because I'm about to wrap up. That's why all that talk people talking about, I don't like this candidate, I don't like that candidate. Look, y'all hearing it from this brother. What happened to black people in L.A.? Now, you look, vote how you want to vote, but that is a problem for our community. You put Kamala in there, she going to dump about 15 to 20 more million in this country. Put it in there. Go ahead and put it in there. But some of you may not be in a position where you say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and move around. What if you have to stay in L.A. and deal with that hostile territory because you don't have a lot, you're working class and California is treating you so bad. You know what I'm saying? You better think who you're voting for.
I'm glad I'm a truck driver, Phil. I can move around.
Yeah, you truck driver. You got a CDL. The sky's the limit for you. But a lot of working class black people in L.A. maybe don't have your income.
Exactly.
All right, brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming up, man. Tell me about L.A., my brother.
Hey, no problem, Phil. Be one, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, man. Lord Jesus. My brother. Man, my people in L.A. God, I hate to hear that. There's so much history in Los Angeles for black Americans, man. So much history over there. But that's the Democrats for you. That's why y'all don't know. Y'all really don't understand why I'm so zero focused on what the Democrats are doing. That brother right there is why. That brother right there. All those other black people in L.A., what they deal with in these other major cities, that's why. The Democrats are teaming up with people coming across the border, being anti-black, to do their dirty work, to ethnically cleanse black Americans out of these major cities and run you out. The police is in on it. The DAs are in on it. The mayors are in on it. The city council is in on it. They make it hard for you to open businesses in these cities. They let them just do whatever they want, but you got to follow every rule, every letter to the law in that city. You try to get a job, you can't get one because you're being undercut. But y'all getting on to me. Why you talking about the Democrats so much? That brother right there is why. Those black people in L.A. is why. And when he put NK on there, that's basically ninja killer. That's what they're spraying. But the Democrats imported all those people here. They imported anti-black racists into America in that state, in Southern California, that area. What you want to tell me about? Well, the Democrats are a lot better. That's better? See, look, Jane Smith over here says that she was born and raised in L.A. and had to flee. Arkeithia says she's seen NK. Yeah, that's what it means. But let black folks was spraying that about other groups. Oh, it'd have been DOJ charges, RICO. Oh, we'd have been locked up. Let the Bloods or the Crips or any of them kind of gangs start spraying that about other groups of people. Oh, all of them be gaffed up on hate crime charges. All of them. They all be in federal prison. But these other groups, they can do that. Because see, this is the play. If the folks do it, then it's going to cause a certain, response. But if they use these other people, they got maybe just a little melanin to them, and they all in one accord. They doing the work of the Democrat Party in L.A. They doing the work of the Democrats because the Democrats aren't protecting black people. They want you gone. So they allowing them to do it. They dirty work. Don't come on my page talking about why you talking about the Democrats so much. And when my black people in Chicago suffering, New York suffering, LA suffering. I'll block you out of here so quick. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it got me aggravated. It got me so aggravated. It gets me really aggravated. Really, really aggravated. But it's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time. Well, thank everyone for joining us on the Sound Off Friday. Greatly appreciate it. And make sure you, the Ethiopia trip, we have about 8 spots left now, only 8. So today's Friday. Some people get paid on Thursday and Friday. You need to go ahead and jump on it ASAP. Only 8 spots left now. I was informed today, only 8. So you can pay those payments. The trip is in March. And once you pay your deposit, then you can just keep paying your payments. Also, download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. We greatly appreciate those who've done that. Once you do it, create an account. You can get a monthly subscription, quarterly, or yearly. That app not only is a place that we have, but it also gives us, the support we need as well. And also, sometimes we have to take down content from here, amend content, where everything is in its raw form over there. We're working on new shows and stuff like that for that app. So that's going to be coming there. So make sure to be there. And thank everybody that have been with us on the app and supporting us ever since inception, or maybe just came new. Appreciate you. And thank you very much. And also, I want to give a shout out to Fishing with Rick. Just now, he donated. And he said, Phil, we appreciate the work you and the African Diaspora are doing. We're trying to keep working in the trenches, brother. We'll keep doing it. Now, tomorrow's live stream is at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're live streaming tomorrow. As we're going to be doing live streams on Saturdays as well. So we went from 5 live streams to 6 a week. So Monday through Friday is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And on Saturdays, it'll be 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless I announce that we're not going to do it for some reason. But thank y'all for listening. Sound